this is the opening contest on TNA Impact, an 8-man tag team Christmas Chaos cage match scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number 1, accompanied by Christy Hemme, Hoyt and Jimmy Rave, the Rock N Rave Infection.
While Christy Hemme has been the target of LAX's new Latino Nation member, her relationship with Lance Hoyt seems to be going better than ever. No mistletoe required. Get a garden hose for these two.
Their tag team partner, accompanied to the ring by the pride of Tennessee, Miss Jackie Moore, from Leapersfort, Tennessee, Cowboy James Storm.
When it comes to the holiday spirits, for James Storm and Jackie Moore, it's Christmas 365 days a year. Behind Santa's beard, it's the hard-drinking cowboy, accompanied by his pride of Tennessee. Miss Jackie competing under the influence last week on Impact. There's no telling what condition these two are in tonight.
And finally, accompanied by Miss Brooks from Wall Street in Manhattan, New York, Robert Roode.
For months, we have watched the relationship between Robert Roode and Ms. Brooks go south. Roode's constant verbal berating of Ms. Brooks has reached the point where not only does she have a difficult time dealing with it, others, like Sharmell, the wife of Booker T, they've even gotten involved, Don West.
Well, from the moment that Booker T arrived in TNA, Robert Roode put a bullseye on his back. He decided that Booker T was coming in, and that was just moving him down. As we can see, his favorite fan, again, hiding somewhere in the stands with that crazed look on her face. And you know that she would love to trade places with Miss Brooks if she could.
And their opponents first, representing the Latino Nation, Homicide and Hernandez, the Latin American Extreme.
The former World Tag Team Champions are on the radar of TNA management. For several weeks, the newest member of LAX's support group, the Latino Nation, has targeted Christy Hemme for unprovoked attacks, leading the Rock N Rave Infection to complain to Jim Cornette about man-on-woman violence that isn't tolerated in TNA.
Well, this is a great opportunity for the Rock N Rave Infection to get a little revenge on that situation, because they'll be locked inside the steel cage with LAX, and that member of the Latino Nation won't be able to get inside there. But you're right, Christy Hemme has been the target from the very get-go of LAX.
Latin American Exchange, you better watch your P's and Q's, because you know that TNA management's Jim Cornette is watching your every move.
From Detroit, Michigan, Big Papa Pump, Steiner.
Last Thursday on Impact, Christopher Daniels received the feaster-fired pink slip, while Scott Steiner ended up with possession of the case that contained an X Division title shot. It was last week in the Feast fired her 50-grand four-way match when Scott Steiner squared off against Daniels, B.G. James, and Petey Williams, and after Big Papa Pump pinned Maple Leaf Muscle, Steiner turned down $50,000 because he believed that Petey Williams had possession of the TNA World Championship case. Steiner chose to switch cases with Williams and ended up with the X Division match instead of the world title shot that he's been demanding.
And their tag team partner, accompanied by Sharmell from Houston, Texas, Booker T.
From the very second that our latest superstar free agent acquisition arrived in TNA, Booker T has had Robert Roode in his crosshairs. The heat between the two escalated last week on Impact when Booker's wife Sharmell made it clear she's fed up with Roode's treatment of Ms. Brooks.
So do yourself a little favor, Sharmell. Get out of my face before I do something you're going to regret.
Well, you can see Robert Roode threaten Sharmell, and all that did was bring out Booker T. And again, Robert Roode backs out of the ring, but his mission was accomplished as he got into the head of Booker T.
We open Thursday Night Impact with this 8-man tag team matchup inside the 6 sides of steel, and Matt Morgan has added his personal touch, as we call it, Christmas chaos in the cage. Check out the thousands of Christmas lights.
Well, it's going to be an incredible night of Impact tonight, Mike, as we have so many different matches and different styles. As Matt Morgan, I'm not going to say he got a little overzealous, but he really did put the icing on the cake with all kinds of great matchups tonight, and you're going to want to stay tuned because it's going to be a great ride.
Jim Cornette from TNA Management. He may be away on assignment, Don, this week, but before he left, what a blockbuster announcement that he passed along to us. We now know Sunday, January 6th, the main event at Final Resolution, it will be Kurt Angle defending the TNA World's Heavyweight Championship against Christian Cage.
Oh, I can hardly wait to see that matchup, as you can see that brewing. But speaking of things brewing, one person who's going to be awful upset by it, and that's the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, as he feels he's being left out of everything.
Boy, has he been negative about TNA management for the past several weeks, and you're right, Don, when Samoa Joe finds out that he's been overlooked by Jim Cornette for a TNA World's title shot, you can expect fireworks from the Samoan submission machine.
Here's our first chance to see the Rock N Rave Infection in LAX one-on-one with each other as Jimmy Rave goes right after Hernandez, but look at Hernandez just pick him up and plant him right down on the mat.
Not exactly sure that Jimmy Rave would be the one to pick up the fight for Christy Hemme against LAX when you see the way that Jimmy Rave, well, the way that he just treats Christy Hemme. Oh, swinging a miss with the clothesline that time by Hernandez. Homicide going to try and catapult him up to his partner.
You can see Hernandez got him by the throat. Oh my God, did you see that display of strength? Threw him face first into the steel cage, pin attempt. Oh, and he's able to get the shoulder up in time, but unbelievable. That unforgiving steel just met the face of Jimmy Rave.
Rave makes his way to the side of the ring to tag in Robert Roode. Homicide ready, catches him with the drop toe hold, charges off, and uncorks the elbow. Here's the follow lateral press, and the pin barely gets a 1 count on Roode.
Oh, Robert Roode gets right up, and you can see Homicide doesn't let up for a second. This is the kind of a matchup that they shine in. Somewhere where they're enclosed, you can use that strength, you can use that speed of both members of LAX. And look at this, though. Robert Roode used his momentum and put him into the cage.
We're going to take a commercial break. When we return to Thursday Night Impact, more of Christmas chaos in the 6 sides of steel. And welcome back, everyone, to Thursday Night Impact. More of Christmas chaos in the 6 sides of steel. The 8-man tag team match. It's our opener this week on Impact, and you see that after the beatdown on Homicide, the tag is in. Lance Hoyt brings a fresh Tennessee Cowboy James Storm in, but Homicide gets ready to mount the comeback, and here he comes.
Well, Homicide's taking a beating in there, and he has got to get over to make a tag. And you see Cowboy James Storm just plant that kick right into the chest, and look at him keep Homicide away, and oh man, he just spent him around right on his face.
Oh, Homicide in trouble here. Storm for the pin, and you can see that Booker T realized just how serious this situation was, and he comes in to make the save for his 4-man team.
Lance Hoyt gets right in there, pulls him back closer to their side of the 6 sides of steel, and again, Homicide just getting the brunt of the punishment every little bit. And you can see, oh, the Lance Hoyt telegraphs it. Nice kick by Homicide.
Cost him the big boot by Homicide, but then Big Lance cuts off Homicide, and you can see that he lifts him high into the air so that he can't make the tag. Oh, he just sidestepped Lance Hoyt, who goes right into the cage.
That's how you do it right there. He timed it perfectly, got out of the way, and there was nowhere for him to go. And now look at Booker T. One shot after another for everybody on that side. And now he grabs Robert Roode, puts his face right into the steel.
Rave tries to take advantage of Booker from behind. The quick reversal sends him up and down with the spine buster. Here's the cover. 2. Oh, broken up. You see 3 guys had to stop that pin attempt by Booker T.
And that allows Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner to get in, and it's actually broke into total mayhem. And you can see Christy Hemme screaming, holding something in her hands there. Wait a minute, here comes a member of Latino Nation.
Oh, we've seen this before, and with the slapjack, oh, swing and a miss that time, but Christy Hemme just took off right past the broadcast table.
And you can see this allows Booker T to get Jimmy Rave, 2. He's got it. He's got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner, and Booker T.
Explosive offense from TNA's newest free agent superstar acquisition as Booker T leads the troops to victory on this special Christmas edition of Impact.